Hi, everyone, and welcome to the September, I'm going to say back to school. It feels like we've already been back to school for a while, but our September Power Hour. I just want to let everyone know that we are recording today's session and it will be shared on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook Power Hour Youth Entrepreneurship group. And with that, I'll turn it over to Jennifer.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Holly, do we have anybody else joining or trying to think? Hold on. Sorry.
Everyone's in right now. I'll be adding them as we
Okay.
go, as they come in, but everyone is in
Perfect.
currently in the waiting room.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. This is our first Power Hour of the 2022-2023 school year. Since there's not that many of us, I would like to just quickly go around and kind of hear who's on today. I'll start. My name is Jennifer Smith, and I am with the Florida After School Network, and I've been doing all things youth entrepreneurship for about a year and a half. And honestly, I love the work that I do and meeting amazing entrepreneurs and the different TA providers that are providing youth entrepreneurship curriculum and programming to youth throughout the state. So welcome.
I'll jump in, and then what we'll do as we move forward, we'll just pass it to somebody for a little bit of fun. I'm Holly McPhail. I am the coordinator of strategy and communications with the Florida After School Network. Yes, you see me on here twice because my other computer decided to restart right in the middle of the training or in the middle of the Power Hour. I provide a lot of just support and communications for our Florida After School team, and you'll be hearing from me a little bit later on about some cool opportunities for you. And I will pass it to Miss Jeanette.
Good afternoon. I'm Jeanette Smet. I am the Director of Youth and Family Services for what soon will be ARC of the Treasure Coast. We are in the process of merging with ARC of St. Lucie County. So I will be overseeing both programs. We service children ranging from 3 to 22 with an after school program and a summer camp program.
Oh, thank you.
And Jeanette, who do you want to pass the mic to?
To Kelly.
Thanks, Jeanette. I'm Kelly Bigger and delighted to be here today. I'm with the Young Entrepreneur Institute located in Cleveland, Ohio, but we also work throughout the nation. So can't wait to hear Dr. Sonia Toledo speak and looking forward to the presentation today. So thanks for having me. And I will popcorn it over to Kayla. Well, maybe I'll popcorn it to Lily. Are you there?
I am.
Awesome.
I was like, I have to find my mute and unmute buttons. Hi, everyone. I'm Lily Murphy, and I'm the Executive Director here for the Florida After School Network. And I am excited to be joining you all on this Power Hour today. Holly, pick someone. I can't see the people on my view.
Okay. How about Anna May? I did. Hi, Anna. Maybe. Her microphone may not be working. So if any of you are, and I saw that Kayla tried to turn her microphone on. So Kayla, are you with us? No, Miss Anna, we cannot hear you. So it could just be that you're in listen only mode. So we'll give it one more second. Kayla, how about you? Well, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. And I did see that we had one more person arrive. Molly, we're just doing introductions. If you're in a position that you can come off mute and just introduce yourself, that would be great.
Hi there. Thanks, Holly. My name is Molly. I'm with Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Big Bend, and I am excited to be here today.
And then we'll pass it to Gwendolyn.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gwendolyn Harris, and I'm with the Florida After School Network. I am happy to be here to hear Dr. Toledo.
All right, Jennifer, I think that leaves us with our two guest speakers, right? So
Yes.
take
So
it away.
with us today, I will just get put it right on to Dr. Sonia Toledo.
Okay, good. So Anna, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna. I'm here with Dignity of Children. I'm Dr. Toledo's executive assistant, and I'm really excited for us to be here today and hear and talk about our new product launch. So I'll send it over to Dr. Toledo to talk more about that.
Thanks so much. So also give me the heads up for timing, but I am so happy to be here. I am the founder and the CEO of Dignity of Children, and we founded Dignity of Children in 2008 with the purpose of creating environments where children are safe and fully self-expressed so they could thrive. So we've been doing professional development with the New York community for 15 years. We actually are going to make a 15-year mark in January. I can't believe it. We actually, we've been doing 21st century learning, building learning skills for quite a while with our professional development. And in 2019, we got funded by the Department of Youth and Community Development to do an entrepreneurship project. And it was live. We had 12 middle school programs and 12 high school programs, and we did it with the Shark Tank format. So it was a turnkey where I trained their staff and they turnkeyed it and trained and did the program with the young people. So that's what I'm going to introduce to you today, because we've come a long way since then. I'm going to share my screen. There you go. Okay. Let me look over here. So the product we designed for entrepreneurship is for social entrepreneur is ideas empowered by youth, and the product name says it all. It's definitely creating programs where the ideas of young people are brought out and are expressed into the world. So we designed a learning management system where we train staff on how to facilitate 21st century learning culture. So this professional learning community for educators is built around evidence-based practices with the trainings, with the curriculum and extensive resources that we're going to offer during for 21st century learning. And the purpose of this program is to create a student-led environment by teaching youth social entrepreneurship. And really, it's about making a difference. So we're really excited to launch this. I'm going to share a video. Our young people not only are brilliant, but have the potential to make a difference in today's world. These young people are a clear example of what it takes to have an idea and take it to the point where it's going to impact their community and beyond.
Collectively, all of us need a positive way to uplift ourselves. We believe by promoting a welcoming environment where people can express themselves creatively, we can do so.
We decided to create this because we wanted to use the gift of our son effectively and use the energy in good ways and use them for convenient and renewable use.
Our future business expansion is to launch an app version to make it easier for our user to use. We are looking to extend our business to not just academic support, but also daily usage.
I think this is a wonderful idea, the platform for connecting students with tutors in their own age group.
The coronavirus pandemic has thrown all of us for a loop. Through isolation, people have been dealing with many mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and suicidal tendencies.
Not only are you encouraging people to do something else with their time than just stream Netflix and create something, but also that there would be a community for them to come to.
I am loving that so far every founder have incorporated social impact into their business model. I love the 5% back to make a difference.
When I look at you guys, I see the future. The ideas that you guys have to help heal this world, I know we're in great hands.
So I would love to open it up for any feedback or your thoughts about what you just witnessed.
I'm gonna start. I love what's unique about this one is that it's all focused around social entrepreneurship. And I just think, yeah, it's time to heal the world. And especially with the pandemic and everything, I think a lot of students and adults are, kind of coming out of their shell and, the Great Awakening and realizing that they can do something more to kind of leave an impact behind. So no, I'm excited to learn more about the new curriculum.
Anyone else? We felt that one of the key elements to this program is to have professional business community leaders actually validate our young people's ideas. So this video is off of our competition for 2021-22. It's a high school competition that we started in 2021, and we take young people. It's all virtual, so we could definitely, East Coast is all welcome. And we take the high schoolers for high school for an 8-week preparation for them to design a business idea off of a world issue. They do their research, get more specific on where they want to make a difference, and then they start designing either a business service or a business prototype and present it in a pitch deck. So we use a rubric for them to follow to present, to prepare their presentation, and then we have the competition. So this year, we also are right now in the process of collecting sponsors for the competition. So this particular group, we raised over $7,500. So the first group got $2,500, the second group got $2,000, the third place got $1,000, and 3 other groups got $500 each. So they were able to put that money back into their business and get it started again. And then for 6 months, they got mentored with a business owner or a professional, and on how to get their business off the ground. For some of them, I have to say, could not get their business off the ground. And it was interesting because they were like, well, we don't get the money. And I'm like, no, the money is for the business. So really what we're promoting is that a long-term, really investing yourself and the idea, making the idea come alive. This particular group is still, there's 2 of them, they're still like debating, is like, are they going to stay together or are they going to split up? So they're kind of like figuring out what they're going to do. But I think it's real life lessons, as well as we're going to continue to keep them engaged for the next year with resources, and they could come back and also present at the next year's showcase. So this is our learning philosophy. We really believe that it's about building a culture where it's a constant movement, and you have youth and educators, where youth are leading the culture 80% of the time, and the educators leading the culture 20% of the time. So in the consistency of leadership, the culture is designed through everyone learning together. So the educator is engaged in the learning process as much as the young people, because they're doing the research, particularly in specific areas, but they also have an opportunity, the educator, to put in their own essence to the curriculum, because they could bring in STEM activities, they could bring in literacy activities, field trips, they could just add to the topic that the young people are exploring by bringing in their own expertise. I've seen performing arts and the arts as well being part of the process. So here we have, our elements of presentation, where one is that we're using evidence-based practice, from project-based learning to student-led environments, collaborative learning, etc. So we're teaching educators all of these techniques and skills so they could begin transforming the environment to a 21st century learning. We also believe in social emotional learning, trauma-informed care, and emotional intelligence is part of the curriculum, because we want educators to care for themselves as much as they're creating for an environment for their young people. And of course, a facilitation and a coaching style is what we also promote. So here we have, here's our background. So we have served over 4,000 young people so far with this curriculum. We've served over 200 plus facilitators, and our satisfactory keeps coming back really positive by our young people. So we give them a satisfactory at the end of all programming. This year we started an evaluation, a research project. So we did give them a pre and a post on 21st century skills. We don't have the results yet, but we have around 100 good data. We served over 900 young people this past summer, but we have some good data. So I'm looking forward to having that data come out as well. But like I said, we started with Young Sharks, and we did that for 3 years straight with the Department of Youth and Community Development. And then every summer, we do summer youth employment in New York. The opportunity is that because of the pandemic, they didn't have placements for all young people, but they're realizing that having a virtual option helps them to serve more young people. So we've served 2,000 in 2020, about over 1,500 in 2021, and this year we served 900. And they got to choose their curriculum, and 6 weeks of just intense PBL, and because all of them have a practical practice, they had to get together as a team outside of their classroom time. So they will meet with a facilitator twice a week, and then during other times that they had to be working, they had to meet with their team members to produce some work. And then currently we are working with some schools and community youth organizations in the New York area. So these are our learning outcomes. So we're very clear that it's very diverse, but we figured out that through the curriculum, there's an intense on career readiness skills. So all of our curriculums have job and career readiness pathways. And what we call pathways is that they go and explore different careers according to the curriculum that they're doing. So if they're doing climate change, they're exploring all kinds of careers within climate change. The same thing with entrepreneurship and health and wellness, etc. 21st century skills, global awareness is the foundation of us using the United Nations sustainable development goals as the foundation of the program. So we want them to look at the world in a big picture and then narrow it down to a local solution. So they do actual research locally with surveying and interviews of experts and population, so they could understand the problem in their local communities and local area. Social emotional learning is big, of course, because there's a lot of interaction and working with people and presenting to people. We want, I know my son, my oldest son, he always said to me, he goes, Mom, I know the one thing I could take away from you, he's in his 30s, is that I could talk to anybody. I know how to present myself wherever I go. And I'm like, yes. And that's what you want. It doesn't have anything to do with your last name, your zip code, the color of your skin, nothing. It's when you open your mouth, people pay attention. So we really focus on social emotional learning, not only for how to relate, but also how to build yourself up. And civic engagement, of course, we've gotten approved by the Department of Education here in New York for it to be a service project. So some students in high school could do service projects, CDOS is called here, and they could use this curriculum to support their service project. And real world learning, you know, getting our young people out. So these are the outcomes that we're focusing. And these are the 3 key components. So 1, project-based learning curriculum, K-12. 2, a professional learning community where educators from day school to after school have asynchronous and synchronous training available, and all of these topics that we talked about, and real world learning for our young people. And these are the curriculums that we have in play. I'm going to offer you this link, so you could easily just click on a curriculum and get deeper into what the curriculum is. So we have a K-3 curriculum for our little ones. We're partnering with Ladder Works Publishing Company. They create books. That support little ones understanding what's happening in the world. So the 3 books that we're working with one is on the pandemic, one is on hurricanes, and the other one is on flooding. What's going on right now. Then we created a curriculum to support the young children understanding the impact of a world issue. How could they be in service? Also working together as a team, and world consciousness as young as, you know, kindergarten, 1st and 2nd. We have piloted this program for 2 summers now, and the school year as well, with a couple of the organizations, and it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. They also get to do a project at the end. So here we have social entrepreneur, health and wellness, urban farming, community organizing, financial literacy, digital art as a commodity, that's the NFTs. And we pilot this one this summer with our high schoolers, and blockchain. We use our portal, our virtual portal, as the blockchain for them to understand how NFTs actually work. So we had an amazing art show with them displaying at least 6 pieces each, so they could understand the concept of NFTs and, of course, climate change. All curriculums have, like I mentioned before, career pathways. All curriculums have research. All curriculums start with a problem, turning it into a solution, and also project-based, where they have to particularly do a project. And then our professional learning community, one, we're strong on facilitation techniques, on how to facilitate project-based learning, how to create a student-led environment, and of course, a culture, a classroom culture. How do we prepare our culture with trauma-informed social emotional learning, and just a place where young people feel free to express themselves fully, as well as create with others. So there's preparation in all classrooms to do this. So we go deep into into trauma-informed, into emotional intelligence, and restorative justice, etc. And a data-driven outcome. So some of the training actually supports them creating a system to collect data to see if they're in the right direction. One of the systems that we promote is first, the educator will design the culture that they're interested in, and then they will do an assessment weekly with the young people to find out if the culture is actually working. So, like a 3-question, like say in kindergarten, there's like 3 questions, and the kindergartens could just circle what, how they feel. Did they feel they were heard? How would you describe my instruction this week? So then the educator has an opportunity to give feedback to their students and say, I heard you. I heard that you thought that I didn't listen. Over 50% of you say I wasn't listening. So I'm going to work on my listening. And it's an opportunity for educators to engage young people in what it looks like. So the transfer of the concept is really what we're looking at when we talk about data-driven outcomes. So we have other kinds of evaluative process that we're introducing to educators for them to check in and see if they're on the right track. Please stop me if you want. And then these are the real world learning for our young people. Of course, I talked about the competition. This year we're recruiting, and I would love to recruit from you in Florida, because it's the same time zone. We have twice a week, young people will be meeting Mondays and Wednesdays. After school online. We have an instructor that worked with us in the summer, so she's well equipped to do this curriculum. And so they will prepare their pitch deck for 8 weeks. We will have the competition sometime in March, and then they will have 2 months of mentorship. What we learned from last year is that 6 months was way too long, not only for the mentors, we had to hunt them down, but also for the young people when it got close to the end of May, all kinds of like SATs and responsibilities for schools came along. So there was like, no, I can't pay attention. But they came back up and presented at the showcase anyway and completed. So we felt that shortening the mentorship was critical for success. And then our mentorship and our coaching program with professionals and experts in the field also show up with the symposium. So the mentorship, we're making we're building relationships with corporations, with small businesses, so or individuals that want to make a difference with our young people, and we just keep them engaged, and every time that there's an event for them to come and participate in the showcase or the symposium. And I think, yeah, this is some of the things that I'm going to give you a minute for you could read some of the feedback that we've gotten from our young people in participating in the curriculum. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to share. Here, we do have two. Anna's going to put the link for registration for all of our competition. And we're not launched yet, but Anna did also put Empowered by Youth link. You could go in through Empowered by Youth or by Dignity of Children. And this is our new website. And it also has the learning management system that you just go to the free membership, register, any educator, register, and they automatically have access to two curriculums, entrepreneurship and climate change. And we have the curriculum fundamentals, which is the facilitation piece, for free. And then coming soon, we will have a standard membership and a premium membership. And we're hoping to have those launched in the next couple of months. But for right now, I think it would be great to have people try the free service and give us feedback so we could make so we could keep improving. And of course, we're looking for presenters as well. Thank you so much. Did I do my timing right?
You were right on point. No, that was great. Thank you.
Awesome.
I have a few questions. I'll start. Can you tell me a little bit more about the memberships? Like, who will those be for and what will it include?
Right. So one of the things we were trying to figure out how to engage. We worked with schools in the last 2 years. So we generally use the word educator. So we could include anybody that works with young people. So after school programs, youth development programs, as well as schools. We're right now, I'm going to brag a little bit. My daughter-in-law also has her doctorate in social work, and she just became a fellow in the United States Department of Education. And out of thousands of applicants, she was top 2. And she's using ideas empowered by youth in her research with the Department of Education, the federal. So I'm really proud of her. And of course, it doesn't hurt that she's using ideas as her research project. And we have 2 high schools that she's going to do the pilot with. And so schools, after school, homeschooling, parents, youth development providers.
And once you have membership, it's like, so then they'll have access to the different curriculum platforms.
Yeah. So the first curriculum, let's see. The first the first free service allows you to have training just on the facilitation of the curriculum, right? So it's a prep. How do we prepare with project-based learning, with student-led learning, those facilitation skills, and then they have access to the curriculum, to 2 curriculums. And then when they go to the standard, we're going to give an additional 4 curriculums, plus an additional training on trauma-informed, restorative justice, social emotional learning, and emotional intelligence for preparation of culture. And then premium that's where we get into doing synchronous training as well with experts, but also data-driven and more expert data-informed instructions.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of questions. Does anyone else have any questions for Sonia?
Well, I could do a quick peek at the website. While you come up with your question, you see? So here, here's the new website. Yay! And you could go here and click on Ideas Empowered by Youth, or, sorry, you could go right here on membership and log in. So I'm a member. So I was the first member, by the way. So so this is where the platform goes. So here's basic membership, access to the membership. And then as you go down, you basically, the way we're doing it is that you have videos, activities, reflection, and quiz. So basically they have, as long as they have access to the website, they are able to go back and review some of these educational videos. We do use Edutopia a lot, and you'll see that because Edutopia that was my training ground. So we have videos embedded in our Prezis and activities that go on. So here's an example of the modules to prepare for, and then when they click on climate change, we introduce them to climate change. They have a facilitator's guide. A Prezi is where the curriculum, we use Prezi for everything. I do like Prezi, and there's an evaluation rubric and preparing the student for the final project, right? So when they click on Prezi, this is how we keep track of who's using it and how long. If we also have links for students. So for example, if an organization wants the students to also have their Prezi, the students could have Prezi and they could play with it back and forth. So this is an example of how the curriculum looks. So this is the face that the student sees. So we always start with creating a space, setting goals and activity, and then the United Nations, right? This is an awesome video. If you haven't seen it, it's worth seeing it. All I gotta say, Beyonce kicks ass at the end. But this is how we get students to start thinking about what's happening on a world concept. And then, so this discussion out loud, and then they also do individual reflection and group reflection to get them ready for understanding what they're going to work on. So here they have the sustainability goals. So once they decide what they're going to focus on, they'll choose one of these goals and get deeper into what the problem is. So yeah, I'm teasing you. Any more questions? We have stuff on chat.
You do. So when people are reaching out, do you encourage everybody to work together in a group? They come already knowing how they want to do it?
You mean the students or the
schools, the organizations?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we onboard school organizations, we give them like an orientation in person, so they could understand, you know, the focus of creating culture. Organizations have to buy into shifting some of the ways they operate, because you could do this twice a week, but during that twice a week, it's not the typical classroom traditional style. Right. Kids are going to be moving around. Kids are going to be, you know, asking for stuff. Internet is important. You know, is the organization ready to facilitate in this style, which is really what I've been studying since I started my PhD on how do we get to transfer the concept of 21st century learning. So through the curriculums, I just feel there's like an easy way to begin transferring this experience without, with very little training, in other words, but you still need the consistency. You need to know what it is.
Do you have a lot of organizations that will focus on like climate change, or will they choose, or different groups will have different topics?
Yeah, well, our social entrepreneurship and health and wellness are our biggest targets. I've had organizations just wanting health and wellness. With health and wellness, we have the final project is a peer-to-peer education. So young people have to create some kind of education tool to teach other peers about a specific health issue that they discovered. So I find that is high on choosing, but some organizations have brought all of the curriculums and allowed the young people to choose what they wanted, which helps, some of the results that we got is because the young person chose to be in climate change.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I'm excited to be here. And then some organizations just choose one and use it for their curriculum.
No, this is amazing. My wheels are spinning. I already have like several different organizations I would love to connect you with that. And I envision this, down the road being in high schools all over, just during the regular school day as well. This is fabulous.
Yeah, the high school that we're working with, we're having two models. One model is where we offer the facilitator, and the facilitator comes in and they're doing the curriculum with the high schoolers. And the second model is that the advisor during advisory period is they're facilitating the curriculum.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We will do a follow-up email and share contact information with everybody that is on today. But thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And anyone could always reach out to me and we could do a one-on-one if they want to get onboarded to the system, or just share the link and individuals could just get online and start working on it right away. It's ready.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. So next on the agenda, and feel free to stay on. We're going to be.
I want to hear what's going on.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So next we actually have the YE survey, and actually we'll be following up with it. We are making some edits to the survey. I mean, if you go to floridaafterschool.com right now, there is a survey. However, we're trying to close that one up and start a new one. There are a few new questions that we're going to add to it, but we'll be sure to share that link with you when it's ready. Other than that, I'm going to pass it on to Holly to talk about what's going on in the state.
Great. Jennifer, if I could share my screen, I'd appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm going to pull it up. Give me one moment, everyone. Voila. So we have a couple of things to share on the Florida After School website. So that's what Jennifer was just speaking about, floridaafterschool.com. Under the tab that says events, we have lots of cool and great things that are happening, and I want to tell you about all of them, including the next Power Hour for Youth Entrepreneurship. First and foremost, we are hosting our second annual Public Policy Forum in Orlando on Tuesday, October 4th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have an amazing agenda set up for this particular event. You can click on Learn More and it'll actually take you to a place where you can learn about how much it costs, where it is, what the hotel room block is, who our speakers are. But we're super excited to bring in two different national facilitators to talk about workforce development issues in the after school and out of school time learning space. Collectively, how can we address this? What are the policy implications for it? We are also welcoming 4 members of the Florida legislature to talk specifically about some policy issues that are surrounding after school. So the first kind of elephant in the room is funding for after school, but also sustainability planning for when districts run out of ARPA dollars, questions around licensure, how to build better relationships with your legislators, things like that. So we're very excited to announce that. We also have a panel with 4 different school districts talking about how they're using their school district dollars from the American Rescue Plan to enhance after school, including something that I'm sure that our CDOs that are on the call today would love to hear about is how can community-based after school programs better partner with their school districts. Oftentimes school districts approach after school and say, hey, like we know what we want to do, but oh, wouldn't it be great if we had an evidence-based curriculum? Wouldn't it be great if we had the programs already in place that could just kind of come in and help us spend down these dollars? And then finally, we'll be ending with a federal perspective and the recently announced Engage Every Student initiative from the U.S. Department of Education and what the resources are available and how you can use them at the local, state, and national levels to advance after school and expanded learning opportunities. So we're really, really excited about the Public Policy Forum. If you've not signed up and you want to do so, please sign up and join us in that space. I'm going to skip over to this tab and come back to the other one because our policy forum is actually a pre-conference event to a professional development conference with our sister organization, the Florida After School Alliance. So this really is for your frontline service provider and providers, and youth entrepreneurship is going to be woven throughout it. We have, I want to say, at least 3 different sessions specifically focused on youth entrepreneurship, but we have everything else: literacy, social emotional learning, STEM, some really great leadership sessions, development sessions. It's going to be very, very, very exciting. I think in all, if I do my math correctly, there are 42 different opportunities. I might have gotten that right. It's 35. Whatever 6 times 7 is, y'all do the math. 42, right? There are 42 opportunities, 42 different workshops over the course of 3 days at this particular event. And so if you have not signed up for that, please do so and join us, not only for the policy forum, but for this fantastic opportunity as well. And brand new this year, we are going to be hosting a Youth Voice Summit that we're inviting young people to come to the table. And actually one of our youth entrepreneurship providers that we've had on in the Power Hours in the past is going to be doing a hands-on workshop with young people. We also have a STEM workshop for them, a physical activity workshop from Digital Vibes from Palm Beach, and then a leadership session. But what's really exciting about this summit is that we will be, we'll be doing our closing session for the Youth Summit in conjunction with that conference, with the Florida After School Conference. And it's going to highlight 3 young people who have benefited directly from youth development programming. And so we're really excited about that. And one of them is not only a graduate of a youth entrepreneurship program and located in the city of Orlando, but she's actually now the facilitator, and she's pouring back into the program that she graduated from and bringing one of her youth along with her. So if you've heard anything in the news about Black Bee Honey from a youth entrepreneurship program in Orlando, we're super excited to have them join us and to talk about the impacts of youth entrepreneurship on our facilitators' life and on the young people's lives as well. And one more, stick with me, one more event. It's that time of year again, Lights on After School. This is a national event. All around the country, folks will be shining a light on the power of after school and the impact that after school has had on our communities, not only during COVID, but just as part of the recovery. And we like to say here in Florida, when the schools shut down, It was after school who stayed open. It was after school who left the lights on and the doors open and provided the services and supports, most importantly, the supports that those families needed. So national event all day long, no matter where you are in the state. I'm sure there's an event happening. I know here, I'm based in Tallahassee, we have an event happening. I believe it's that evening locally, but there's all sorts of resources out there available. And if you happen to be in a community that lights up buildings, we have a little friendly competition happening right now between the cities of Tampa and Orlando, and Miami is thinking about jumping in on who can light up the coolest building. Our national partners always seem to point at New York City, and we down here in Florida are over it. We want them to point at Florida and say, we have the coolest buildings, show our buildings. So I know that the city of Tampa and the city of Orlando are having like that friendly competition on which city hall is going to look better. I would like to point out in Tampa Bay, they also light up the Rays Stadium, which is a lot of fun. So having conversations with Orlando City, their MLS team right now, to see if they can get in on the fun. And the city of Miami is talking about one of their marinas being lit up. So fingers crossed that we get great representation. If you have ideas in your community, please let me know. And then I'll leave it with our next Youth Entrepreneurship Power Hour is actually going to be on October 25th. So we will be hearing from a local program success story that has taken some of the resources that have been provided and how they've implemented them and turned them around, as well as one of our other national resources that we're bringing to the forefront for you guys. So very excited about all of these great events. And then last but not least, and I'm going to drop this into the chat, we want to hear from you. And so we have a little survey. So Jennifer, I'll just drop it into the chat for now. Does that work?
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. I know that Anna had posted one of the links and I was having trouble to get it to work. Okay, Anna, that one worked. Okay, good. So that makes me feel good about dropping this link in for you guys. Just to let us know a little bit about how we did today, how we can improve as we move forward, and hoping that you will come back, tell your friends, and stay connected to us. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Jennifer.
All right, thank you. So, I mean, the survey should only take you a few minutes. I do know we have Kelly on here. I know Holly just gave you a mouthful. There's lots of stuff going on throughout the state, but there's also lots of stuff going on throughout the country. So Kelly, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about Inspire, or if anybody else wanted to share anything else that is happening throughout the community.
Sure. Thanks, Jennifer. I'll share about our Inspire conference this year is in person mostly. So I think Dr. Sonia Toledo is going to be there, which is awesome. But it might be a little far reach for all of you in Florida. But if there's a virtual portion, I will certainly let you know. And I wanted you to, our next Power Hour is the 29th of September, and we are talking about pitching at 4:00 p.m. Anybody's welcome to join us, free of charge. Venture Lab, Waggy Labs, YEI, Mindsets, and something are going to be there. And so we'll have a good hour's worth of talking about pitch challenges and pitching and elevator pitches. So feel free to join us for that. I'll stick the link in the chat. And as always, feel free to contact us at YEI, Young Entrepreneur Institute, if there are any resources you need, or you just want to talk about entrepreneurship. We love to talk about it, or brainstorm or consult. We are here for you and happy to help.
Thank you, Kelly. All right. Is there anybody else that would like to share? All right. Well, what we'll do, we'll stay on. We have about 5 minutes. Yeah, if you guys could please take a moment and just complete the survey. We would really like to hear from you and hear your thoughts and see where we can make improvements. And yeah, maybe you want to come and be a guest speaker as well. So from there, Holly, do you have anything else? All right. Well, you guys, thank you again. Dr. Sonia Toledo, thank you so much for joining, Anna and everybody. And we will see you guys next month.